Welcome to the Genius Wealth Show. Today, in this episode, we are going to talk about money. Now, in India, many people earn a lot, but they still feel anxious, stressed, or trapped. And some people earn very less, but still feel peaceful. So, if you are someone who struggle with managing your money, manifesting money in your life, this episode is for you. Today, we are having Suman Manjrekar on the Genius Well Show. She is a money manifestation coach and she has helped hundreds of people fix their relationship with money. So, this episode is going to be a power packed episode. So, make sure that you watch this till the end and let's welcome Miss Suman on the Genius Well Show.
Thank you for this opportunity and inviting me on the show. And yeah, I'm super excited to share how people can correct the relationship with money first and how they can manage money. Because not only manifestation, first, I'm actually a wealth strategist. And then slowly, as I learned more about money, then I got into manifestation and other things.
Wow, that's awesome. So, my first question to you is that many Indians earn like 50,000, 1 lakh, even 3 lakh, and still they feel that I'm not earning enough, or they feel mentally that they are broke. So,
Yeah.
why the thing is existing in India in the first place?
Basically, the very first thing is that even if you're earning 3 lakhs, 5 lakhs, or even 10 lakhs, the management of money is the very crucial thing which actually should have been taught in school.
Yeah,
Because no matter what you become doctor, lawyer, singer, actor, you're going to earn money. How you should manage money, that was not taught in school. They taught that you have to earn money, but
yeah,
once you learn how to manage that, that is a missing link. So money management is something which, if a person, even if is earning 50,000 or even 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs, he will have peace of mind with his financial standing or financial stability.
actually,
You
very true.
can be financially stable even at 50,000 per month, and
Hmm.
you can be financially anxious even with 5 lakhs a month.
Yeah.
So it's basically about the management, which is the first key element to it.
Yes, yes. And so my another question is, how did you grew up and how was your relationship with money? Like, in Indian houses, we are usually said that paise paid pe nahi ukte, and all of these beliefs actually shape our relationship with money. So we would like to know about you, that how did you grew up and how was your relationship with money growing up?
So basically, fortunately, there was ample of money when I was growing up. I never saw the scarcity or lack of money. Uh, touch wood. But still, being a female and the smallest child of the house, I was never. I never faced any management or even how to manage money or how to even go to a bank or deposit. I didn't know anything. Rather, I used to get scared going to a bank. Oh my God, now what? So, slowly, when if I go back and recollect, it was only when I got married
Okay.
and when I had to handle things, groceries, buying vegetables. That is the time I actually got aware that yes, I should know about money management. I didn't know anything
Hmm.
about money management till then.
Yeah.
Because I never did that. There was ample of money. My mom was taking care of the management in the house. My dad was taking care of earning and providing for the family. So, by God's grace, that scarcity factor was never there. And it was
Hmm.
only after marriage when I actually had to deal, like, how much for the grocery, how much for myself. And when the thing came for myself, that is when
Hmm.
the alarm rang. that,
Yeah.
oh, I need to do something.
Yes. So how did you learn then? How did you learn money management? And now that you are teaching people, that itself tells that you are actually like, pro at it. We can say that's when you can teach others like how to
Yes.
manage money and how to strategize your wealth building. So can you just share with us how did you learn about money management?
Sure, I would be happy rather, because it's a journey. It's not a small,
Yeah.
thing. It's a journey because it didn't happen in one day.
Hmm.
So after I realized that yes, management is important, and I earlier I was like got married. It was a love marriage, and I didn't actually have that thought of earning money because I was a pampered child. And slowly, when I realized that no, I also want to have some financial independence for myself, that is where I thought I need to have a source of income, which is where I started my travel business. And then I thought of having another source of income, which is where the money management came in.
Hmm.
And that was the first step I took. I started managing insurance for myself, my family, and people. That was the first step that I took in learning about money management.
Okay. Yeah.
Though my husband was providing for everything, but still, that financial independence. I mean, this is my advice to all the women who are watching this show, that even if your husband is providing you with whatever money, there's no scarcity, still you should have your own source of income.
Yeah, that's so beautiful, and I completely agree to that because it's not just about like making money or spending on yourself. It's also about the identity that
Yes.
you as a woman feel much more confident about yourself, much more better in your own skin when you are making your own money, managing your finances. So I love that tip that you gave to all our women audience watching this show. So we understood that our beliefs play such a big role in our relationship with money. So where does actually the manifestation come into the picture in this?
So basically, after like I started uh, advising people for insurance, I realized that insurance is just one aspect of money
Hmm.
management. There were many missing things. Then slowly and steadily, I got into mutual funds and health insurance and like all products. And basically, now I provide a complete wealth management services for my clients as to how much should be put in stocks, how much should be put in safe and secured funds, because diversification is also very important. You can't just put all your eggs in one basket.
Yeah.
So it is a journey of say 15 years, where over a period of 15 years I have invested time, money and effort in learning various things as to how can a person be financially stable. And once the stability comes in, then you can build good amount of wealth for future. And while this study was going on one side, there were certain personal situation where there were money crunch I felt in life. That is where I thought of again investing time and money and effort in learning about how I can have more money in my life.
Hmm.
Because there are times where you anybody, I mean, you must have seen people working from morning 9 to evening 9, putting a lot of effort, still the bank balance is low, which
Yeah.
is where I got aware of the relationship with money. Because as I started facing little money issues, I realized that this was not the case when I was growing up,
Hmm. Hmm.
because I never felt the scarcity. And life happens to everyone. There are always ups and downs. So it's only in my downs that I realize that yes, I need to work on my relationship with money. Because trust me, I started saving, and I started saving so much that I stopped shopping for myself.
Oh.
I stopped, like wherever I felt that I didn't want to spend money, like rather than buying so much, I started buying so much. Rather than traveling by taxi, I started traveling by train and bus. And I tried to save every penny. Still, I was facing issue that money crunch was there. Then I realized that no, this can't work like this.
Hmm.
There's something missing, which is where slowly I got aware of the relationship with money. And trust me, today I don't see the right side of the menu. I don't see the cost if my children want to buy something. So, from that place where I was saving every rupee to this, it has been a long learning journey and implementing. And that is where I realized that money manifestation, attracting money, your relationship with money plays a very vital role.
Exactly. And you mentioned about diversification. So, can you tell us a simple diversification framework or a rule that you teach to your clients that people can learn from this podcast?
So, yeah, a general rule you can say is that whatever is the age of the person
Hmm.
minus 100, like if a person is say 50 years, so 100 minus 50, so 50-50 should be his diversification. Like
Okay.
50 should be in debt kind of instruments, and 50 he can put it in equity. But as he grows, like say he becomes 60, then 60 should be in safe portfolio and only 40% in equity.
Hmm.
Because the older you get, the lesser risk you would want to take.
Yeah.
So that is a rule, and then again, it depends from person to person, his family responsibility, number of children, his standard of living, that as to what does he want, at what age. Depending upon that, each person's portfolio is going to be different.
Yeah. So I love the framework that you shared that your age minus 100, that's when you know that a person you should put in equity and minus that you should put in debt. So that's a
Yeah,
very simple framework. If someone is, let's say, 25, so you minus that from 100, and then the number that you get, you put in equity, and the rest of it you put in debt. So it's a very
yes,
simple framework. So our audience can actually, right now itself, they can diversify just by
yes,
calculating and doing the simple calculation. So
exactly.
thank you for sharing that. And let's talk about becoming like a money magnet. This is like kind of like a buzzword these days, right? Yeah. So can you just share what it is actually, like becoming a money magnet, what it is?
So basically, it's a deep work inside, not
Oh,
outside. When it
yeah.
comes to attracting money, of course, management is all outside. You should
Hmm.
diversify, you have to put some money in protecting your. And the first rule, yeah, before we go ahead into manifestation and attracting money, the first rule is that you need to protect whatever you are having, the capital, and then think of growing. What
Hmm.
people do is, without protecting, they start putting in stocks and start putting in mutual funds, where the market is not going to stay steady,
Yeah.
where there will be ups and downs. So the first rule is protect whatever you have, and then put it into equity or stocks.
Yeah. So by protection, do we mean emergency funds and all of that, insurance
Yes.
and all?
Yes, yes.
Okay.
So, very quickly, I'll just share six basic things
Yeah.
which every person should know. First is emergency fund, wherein you should have at least 6 months of your monthly expense to be kept in safe place where it can be easily liquidated.
Hmm.
Like, say COVID happens. Now if it's in the stock market, market is going to go down, and your, like, something which was 100 rupee would become 50 automatically. Now how
Yeah.
would you withdraw, and how would you manage your house? So
Hmm.
keep it in a place like bank FD. Bank FD is the safest place for emergency fund, I would recommend. Then second is dying too early. Like if you have responsibility, you have parents, wife, children, then having a good insurance amount is very important.
Yeah.
Third is living for too long.
Hmm. Yes, retirement fund.
Yeah, because we are living in India. We don't have social securities like US and UK, where there is free medical for senior citizens, or resources like that. So you have to build your retirement fund from your first salary itself. So even people who are in their 20s watching this video, don't wait for the later stage to start saving or investing. Start from your first salary. That's the rule. So
Hmm.
retirement, creating a retirement fund or corpus for yourself. Then, of course, medical emergencies, you need to have a proper health insurance in place.
Hmm.
And don't try to just have 1 lakh or 2 lakhs. Minimum what we recommend is 10 to 15 lakhs, even if you are staying in a small village. Because if there is any major uh, treatment that needs to be done, you are going to go to big cities like Chennai, Delhi, Mumbai, and these cities are not cheap.
Hmm.
So, keeping that in mind, always have a health insurance. And lastly, uh, to beat the inflation, inflation is always going to be there. Petrol, which is 100 rupees today, was 50 rupees 10, 15 years back. And it may be 200 rupees 5 years from now. So to beat the inflation, you have to invest in instruments which will give you higher return than inflation. So if inflation is say 4% or 5%, keeping money in bank FD is not, you won't be able to survive, because bank rates are going to go even low till 2 or 3% as country progresses. So if inflation is 5 or 6%, you have to invest in an instrument where you are getting 10%, 12%, 15% return. So then you can maintain the standard of living. So
Yeah.
these are the six basic rules of personal finance which I would like to share.
Yeah.
Now we can get into
Definitely.
money manifestation.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, what exercises or habits or rituals that you recommend people doing to become a money magnet?
So, see, becoming a money magnet is again a journey, because whatever is your outside world, even the money problem that you're facing, is the reflection of your inner world. So
Hmm.
if your bank balance is less, you need to check within that what is something is missing in me, or some correction needs to be done in within me, that will increase the bank balance. This is a
Hmm.
tip, a very deep thought, which every viewer of your channel should understand, because it's the belief system which plays a very vital role in how you're thinking about money. Because in a day we are doing multiple transactions, like buying fruits, vegetable, or even paying to the auto rickshaw, uh, ticket for commuting, train ticket, or anything. So what is the feeling that you're having when you're paying this? Is it a feeling, oh my god, this is so expensive, why the ticket is so expensive? Or rather, you're coming from a place, oh wow, I have so much of money that I can pay for this and travel. So, this, whenever you are transacting with money, whether you are giving it for electricity bill, whether it's a house maintenance, whether you're giving it to your maid, with what energy are you giving it? If you're
Hmm.
going to give it with an energy, heavy energy, oh my God, I have to pay so much to my maid, oh my God, the electricity bill is so much, then definitely you are repelling money away from yourself.
Hmm.
It's in the being that you can become a money magnet. So start, the first thing that any person can do to shift the money mindset or belief is start being grateful for what you already have.
Hmm.
Because wherever focus goes, energy flows. If you're going to focus on how expensive is this, for you everything you will feel expensive. And if
Hmm.
you're going to focus on, wow, I have money that I can pay for this, I get to pay for this, then you will start attracting money.
Hmm. Yeah. So, do you recommend some like affirmations or anything like that to kind of shape your money identity like that, or to change your belief system, we can say?
Yeah, of course. And before affirmation, there are certain gratitudes. First thing, as I
Hmm.
said, is gratitude. So
Yeah.
you can always keep repeating or keep writing this gratitude. I'm so grateful to have so much money into my life. That makes me feel happy. And for everything that you use, for mobile phone, for electricity, for the clothes that you wear, or for any and everything that you're using throughout the day,
Hmm.
even the food that you eat, clothes that you wear, or things that you use, the laptop. So just be grateful that I'm so grateful that I get to eat in this particular restaurant. I'm so grateful that I get to wear this XYZ brand, or I'm so grateful that money keeps flowing into my life.
Hmm.
So these are a few gratitudes which you can start with, and then the affirmations would be: I'm a super powerful money magnet. I don't chase, I attract. Uh, with every breath I take, with every breath I take, money flows into my life. With every breath I
Hmm.
take, money grows into my bank account.
Yeah.
So these are few affirmations which you can have. And if you have a particular goal, like
Hmm.
say you want to have say 1 lakh a month as your income, so you can affirm that I'm so happy that I'm earning 1 lakh rupees continuously on a monthly basis.
Hmm. And I love the thing that you shared about gratitude. So I've heard this quote that I would like to mention over here, that the more grateful you are for whatever that you have, God give you more reasons to be grateful and gives you more things to be grateful for.
Yes, yes,
Yeah,
of course.
yes. So
I'll just
gratitude,
give,
yeah.
yeah, just one example I would want to share. Suppose you are gifting something to your friend, very close friend, the best friend you can say, and she gets so super excited. She hugs you, she says thank you, she jumps. Would you feel happy for
Of
giving
course.
her
Yeah.
that gift?
Yeah.
Yeah. And then next, whenever there is an occasion, you would love to buy for that person, right?
Hmm.
Compared to if you are giving that same gift to another friend who is not happy, like she takes it, says, yeah, okay, thank you so much, whom
Hmm.
are you going to gift next gift? Whenever you are giving, whom would you really want to give gift to?
The
The
first
first one or the second one?
first friend.
Yes. So this is what is a game of gratitude. Be super
Hmm.
grateful for what you already have. That will
Hmm.
really change your frequency at what you're vibrating.
Yeah.
Because money resides at a higher frequency, and people face money issues because they are vibrating at a lower frequency. And
Hmm.
how they come down to this lower frequency with negative thoughts, with negative belief system of money, with negative emotions. Like even if you're feeling angry for someone, anger, guilt, sadness, jealousy, revenge, all these negative emotions, they actually bring your frequency down at what you're vibrating. So
Hmm.
if you're going to stay in those emotions, you will be vibrating here. You will never be able to match the money frequency. So you will actually have to change your being, get the frequency to the money frequency, and which is where the you will become money magnet.
Wow, super powerful. So, I think we can wrap this up with a quick rapid fire round. So, I'll be asking you quick questions and you have to answer. You have to give quick answers. Yes.
Sure.
So, what do you recommend using, cash or UPI?
UPI,
Credit cards, do you think it is an asset or a trap?
it's an asset.
Spend to motivate yourself or save to feel secure?
First save and then spend.
Okay. One word to describe your current relationship with money.
Money is my best friend.
Wow. Multiple bank accounts brings clarity or chaos?
Six, you should have.
Okay. That's very nice. A habit that changed your finances the most?
My morning rituals.
Can you share about that? What do you do in your morning rituals so people can also feel inspired and they can also start doing that?
So the very first thing that I get up and I do is I bless the world with money.
Hmm.
I'm a healer, so
Yeah.
I know almost 8 to 9 modalities of healing, and I've been into this journey for more than 10 years now. And I believe in one thing, that what you give is what you receive in multifolds.
Hmm.
So one very powerful ritual that anyone can do is start donating.
Okay.
Yeah. And so the very first thing that I do is, like, I'm a healer. I bless the entire globe with lots of money. The way Lakshmi gives money, I'm giving to money to everyone in the morning.
Okay.
So it's a energy that basically plays a very vital role. And then, of course, visualization, affirmations, gratitude. I've got many things that I do. But yeah, these are the basic ones: the gratitude, affirmation, visualization. And one very powerful thing that you can do is, on a monthly basis, start giving money
Hmm.
to any cause which you resonate with.
Awesome. Yeah. So what is the last message that you would like to give to our audience?
There is ample of money for each and every soul who has taken birth on this planet Earth. The way God has given us life, God has given fruits and vegetables. Similarly, God has given money as well. So it's in you that you need to go out, grab the opportunities, never ever feel the lack of money. And if you really want to start attracting money, start changing your relation and your conversation of money in your day-to-day life.
Hmm. And thank you so much for sharing all the frameworks and especially about money magnet, how to become a money magnet. And so if I were to share my bulbon moment, my favorite thing that I learned from this podcast, it was the analogy that you given, the example that you given of gratitude. Like if you give a gift to a friend A, and if she receives with so much gratitude and so much happiness, you would want to give the gift again. And on the other hand, if you give to another person and she's like, okay, okay, thank you, so you would not feel that motivation to give to like gift to her again. So that
Correct.
was a Balbon moment for me. So audience can also go ahead and share their Balbon moments in the comments down below, whether it was the framework, the diversification framework that she shared, or it was the examples, or any line that she shared and it touched your heart and it actually shifted something inside you. You can put it in the comments. It helps with two things. Number one, you can also resonate and keep that in you for a longer period of time, and other people can also learn from your learnings. So thank you so much for watching this video till here. Thank you so much, Suman ma'am, for coming on the
Thank
Genius
you.
Well
Thank
show.
you so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, we'll see you in the next episode. Thank you so much.
Sure. Thank you. Bye bye.